Hi, Sparkle Babe. Welcome back to another episode of the Miata Shante podcast. I am your host, Miata Shante. And if you are new, babe, welcome to the Sparkle Party. Here we focus on personal development, spiritual development, and all things bettering you so that you can sparkle on purpose. How are you? Thank you for your time today. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here. And I hope that you are celebrating yourself, loving yourself, and showing yourself the utmost grace throughout your journey. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Today, we are here to talk about the workplace. Dun dun dun. If raise your hand if you need some motivation for the workplace. I think we all can use some motivation for the workplace because I know I can. And sometimes businesses and management they don't see the toxicness of the work environment. I think even if they see it, they don't even acknowledge it because they don't want to even get into it. So it's like, first of all, how is this created? Why are we going through this? And why am I spending 40 hours a week here to go through this? Like I don't want this. I shouldn't have to be going through this. Like no, nobody should. But we're going to talk about how we can boost that and really focus on the positive here because I know we all got a million stories on the workplace, and that one person that seems to be at every job, that one personality that seems to be at every single job. And it's like, okay, did you follow me here? Because I knew somebody else that worked or that acted just like you at my last job. We all can say that. But nonetheless, we're going to give them positive energy. We're going to send our workplaces right now positive energy, love, grace, forgiveness, and we're just going to send a boost of light because we are light and we can bring the light. And that's what we're going to do Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning. We're going to bring the light. Okay. All right, y'all. So I first want to say you are valuable. I just want to give you that reminder. You are valuable. And when you walk into any room, when you are an addition to any place, you have to know that you are valuable. And I think that is one of the things that's forgotten when we get comfortable in a workspace and we get comfortable with the job, we get comfortable with the atmosphere, and we make it a part of us. And we tend to take things personal sometimes because it's like we're comfortable here. So I can take things personal here because I'm comfortable here. Now, mind you, some people are just in places for a season, and sometimes people force their season to be longer than what it should be. And the involvement that you place or that you put inside of a job is a contribution, and you have to look at it as a contribution, as a transaction. You are giving to get, and we are doing to receive. So you're doing the work to receive the income, and you're contributing yourself, your personality, um everything that involves you. You're contributing that into the company, into the role that you are working or whatever you're doing. And we don't think about that this role is basically a character. I'm going to break it down like that. This role is basically a character, and we label ourselves with that character in order to sustain that job and sustain that role to make it valuable. We add the value by adding the character to it. Because if you're the manager and they say, I want to talk to the manager, and you go and talk to them, you're going to feel more confident because you're more superior. You're going to feel more, like in charge and empowered. So when you go and talk to them, you're representing that character, which is a part of that company, just like a role in the movie. If I'm Susie in the movie and Susie is toxic, then that's what I have to be. I have to be toxic, and I'm representing that movie because I'm a part of that role. And so we tend to become the role, and we tend to become in character of that environment, and we tend to lose ourselves in that space. And so being able to cultivate yourself, your authentic self, to be in a role, it's being you inside of that role and just taking on the duties. So you're reversing what it is that you're doing. So if I am a business office manager, at the end of the day, I'm still Miata. I'm just taking on this role, but I can't let this role take on me, because I still have to go home and be a mom, and I have different titles attached to me that no, I don't have to be, expected to do certain things in this role. However, I have to be mentally, and spiritually fed and fit in order to be in certain positions. And so the boost is not in the workplace. The boost is within you, so that you can rejuvenate yourself and revive yourself each and every day to become a light, in the places that we are in the rooms that we walk in, so we can develop an energy that stays within us, so that we can produce not only the role in which we are getting paid to do, but produce the character in which we are, and not taking on environments and taking on the egos of other people to be better, and be in competition, or whatever it is that we may feel in our ego in each and every role, instead of truly being ourselves and knowing your why. Why are you in this role? What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to accomplish growth? Do you want to accomplish learning something to better yourself? What is it that you want in this role? And I think sometimes when we apply for jobs, we typically don't think about that. We don't think about, my why behind applying for this. Of course, money, monetary, you want the money to be able to pay your bills. But just like they pick you as an employee, you pick them as an employer. So being more intentional and being more mindful in the places that you're placing yourself in order to gain the monetary, knowing what your intentions are, because they've already set the intention for you. This is your role, this is your duties, this is your pay. Either you're going to accept it or you're not. And at the end of the day, we have a choice whether we want to be there or not, because when something happens to you, you're replaceable. In each and every role, you are replaceable. Just like we go to one job, we go to another one, that personality is replaceable because we're going to see that same personality in each and every environment that we may be in. And so a lot of times you can even look at managers, or you can even look at, your leaderships, and they have the same kind of personality. They may have that stiffness about them. They may have that meanness about them. They may have something about them that is like they're categorized in this group, to where it's like, oh, you can tell that they're all under that same umbrella of leadership, because their characteristics start to be the same. Instead of them being who they are, they take on the role to be, oh, I'm in charge. Oh, I have to do this. This is my duty. So this is how I have to be type of mindset, versus of being who they truly are and developing their same values that they're bringing into the job, instead of attaching themselves to this role and being something that they're completely not. And I think in the workplace, it's so hard to balance yourself sometimes. And even speaking for myself, I get engulfed in that. It's hard to balance who you are. It's hard to balance because you're having to just keep yourself motivated. You're having to keep yourself going. You're having to really just push through so that you can make the money, so that you can have this, so that you can just basically live, your lifestyle. But at the end of the day, you add the value. You bring the power. If there was no one in that role, somebody else would have to either step in and do it, or, step in to be it until they can get somebody in that role to achieve the success that they're looking for. And the same thing goes with your life. You are the main character of your life. And so we adapt all of these characters instead of bringing the character of who we are into the duties and just doing the duties, but being our authentic self. And I understand sometimes, being your authentic self takes you knowing you and being mindful of you to be placed in these environments in which you go to really be yourself and be able to be gravitated to yourself. But then that goes into the opportunities that are for you are going to be for you. And you're not going to have to force yourself to come outside of yourself, to be in a character, to develop a new character, to do the duties of whatever needs to be done for that role. So understanding the breakdown of character, duties, and role is really the boost, because you can be yourself and bring your uniqueness and bring your authenticity for your own goals, to say, I'm here, they've given me this opportunity, now I'm going to create my own opportunity to grow from here, whether it's getting the knowledge that I need, whether it's being the light and being my own leader in this role, and not saying just because I have a leader that I can't be a leader. No, you are a leader in everything that you do. No matter if you have a leader, if you have a manager, you are still a leader. People are still looking at you. They're looking at your character. So how you go into that environment and how you begin to take on that environment, either it's going to take on you or you are going to take on it. So it's very important to keep yourself boosted. Drink you some tea, meditate in the morning, go for a walk, pour into you before you pour into an environment that you're looking for to pour into you. I hope that makes sense. But sometimes our environments, they don't look to pour into us, because the environments that we're pouring into are looking for success. It's looking for it to be successful. So if we really take the time to pour inside of ourselves, and when we go into these environments and we go into these jobs and we go into, these roles, and we're building ourselves and we're learning and we're growing as you're growing as you're learning. So even outside of the workplace and inside of the workplace, you're still gaining knowledge to grow. So when you leave that place, you can use the knowledge and the skills that you have learned and add it to your abilities to move on and do something even bigger, even better. So if you look at your growth, that is your boost. If you look at your environment and see how it can work for you, that is your boost. Don't become what you're in, because in the end, either you're going to leave, something could happen, and then you're stuck because you got so comfortable in this place that you were at for multiple hours in the month. And you've taken on all of this baggage, and you've taken on all of these personalities, and you've just taking it on, and you're unable to balance yourself because you're losing yourself in an environment that you feel like you can't control. And true enough, we can't control everywhere that we go. However, We can be full enough of ourselves, to know that we have power, to know that we are valued, to be able to be an addition and a contribution to a place, to where we're not only seen for our role, but we're seen for who we are. And we can build that character of who we are by being an addition. So, any room that we go in, anywhere we go, we're going to be aligned to what is for us and the opportunities that are for us. And we can grow with that. That can be our boost. Setting your own goals, being who you authentically are. If nobody else is in the office is happy, it's okay. You be happy. You enjoy what you're doing, and know that you're working towards something better. If that's not where you want to be, or you don't see yourself doing that for long term, or you're ready to get out, set a plan for yourself outside of that environment. Create an environment where you can cultivate who you are, where you can pour into you, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night. Create an environment that works for your growth, your own personal growth, not the changes and the challenges of a growth where you're having to grow with other people, change with other people. So that creates ego. It creates, conflict. It creates complaining, and so you take that home with you because you're engulfed in it so much to where you have no control over it. And then it consumes you so much to where you don't even get to gravitate to who you really are, to cultivate to what it is that you truly want to do, or want to be, or want to go, or want to grow. So we have to in order to boost our work environments and be able to be in those environments in a way to where we can bring peace and cultivate love and bring who we are. We have to do the work outside of the environment. We have to prepare ourselves to go into that environment, to learn, to grow, and to be just who we are, and not take on the role so much to where it controls us and it shifts us. And we can't be who we truly are because we have to be seen as this, you know? And it's challenging, true enough, but I feel like it can be done with the right mindset of growing your mindset and saying, hey, I'm more than this. I'm bigger than this. I'm adding value right here to this place. If it wasn't for me and my employees in this place would not be running and functioning and maintaining, And so being that leader in whatever role that you're in and cultivating the peace that you want and the drive that you want and the goals that you want, and showing up as you are and saying, I love myself for this role. I love myself for, being who I am, but I'm not going to take on this. I'm going to learn what I need to learn, and I'm going to detach from this every single day. And I'm going to continue to grow and be all that I am, because I am valued and I am deserving. Although I'm in this place and everybody may not see it, I have to see it for me. And the boost is not in the workplace, babe. It is within you. Continue to love yourself. Continue to grow. Continue to know what you need to do outside of that space, so that when you go into that space, you are all of you, and you are none of the expectations. You are none of what is placed on you, because you can be in that role and achieve that role as the leader that you are of yourself and the character that you truly are within and deep down within you, so that you can shift the environment. You can change the environment, and you can be in the environment in peace, because you can say no to, Jocelyn coming up and gossiping about Susan. Hey girl, I don't want to hear that today. On my lunch break, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna read this new book that I got from Target. You want to join me? You know what I mean? Like, create that space in the space, so that you can say, I'm going to put a boundary here on what I'm going to listen to, what I'm going to be involved in. I'm not going to be standoffish, but I'm going to set the boundary for me because I'm here to do my work, true enough, and I'm here to get things done. But I have to work on me because I have to pour in me in order to pour in everything around me. And once you start pouring into you and flowing and loving yourself, and you're going to be drawn to so many more opportunities in alignment to who you are and who you authentically are, so that you can be in places that resonate with the best version of you. Whew, that was a mouthful. That was, but I hope it resonated with you. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know how you are going to walk in your job the next day and be boosted. And what are you doing to boost yourself so that you can bring all of you into a space and they can see you for who you truly are and continue to set your goals and all that you want, because you are valued, you are loved, you matter, and you are very, very much important. I love you, babe. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful, blessed week. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.